You're listening to the Studio Shangri-La podcast. The next few parts will be the article Maximizing Human Regenerative Processes. This is the first part one, called Sun Up, Sun Down. The original article features artwork by Studio Shangri-La called Changes, in which photograph of a sunscape is folded over itself. And you can't tell if it's the sunrise or the sunset. The earliest known forms of timekeeping, which is an expression of long-term thinking, were found in the Semliki Valley of the modern-day Congo as a hash-marked bone dated 18,000 BC. And then from later, in 8000 BC, there were moon-shaped pits dug in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. More elaborate forms of timekeeping came with Aboriginal and Mesoamerican cultures, ancient Egypt and Islam. And then, the first mechanical clocks are attributed first to Chinese monk Yi Xing, and then Egyptian Ptolemy. Measurements and notions of time have evolved. Yet, sun up and sun down have remained the same. Nowadays, though, we have knowledge that goes beyond the relationship of Earth, Sun, and Moon. For example, a day on Mercury lasts around 1,408 hours, while a day on Neptune is around 16 hours. And countless other different relationships occur in other star systems. Those are all examples of absolute time, in which it's clearly defined. There is also the experience of relative time, in which the rate at which time passes depends on your frame of reference. That was introduced most famously by Einstein. And then beyond relative time is the quantum realm of timelessness, or infinity, in which even immortality may be experienced. The effects of the quantum and spiritual on our environment and bodies have recently come into mainstream study and technological application. When it comes to the human body, the sun, or a star, holds the most sway, over our cycles of life. Our retinas respond to light and dark, along with a host of corresponding chemical reactions within us. When it's day, we are active. When it's dark, we sleep or regenerate. Darkness causes production of melatonin in the brain's pineal gland. This is the typical circadian rhythm. And that term comes from the Latin phrase circa diem, or around the day. The easiest way to maximize sleep, one of our most valuable regenerative processes, is to follow the circadian rhythm of sun up, sun down. Many find it difficult to pull away from the stimulating light of electronic devices at night. But the solution is simple. After a certain hour, it's time to power down. Edgar Allan Poe once dramatically referred to sleep as little slices of death, which underscores the powerful importance of cycles of dormancy to our biology. In fact, many plants and animals use dormancy to dramatically prolong life. Sleep cycles affect the entire human body down to cellular and molecular levels of the cycles. Non-REM stage N3, slow wave sleep, is the most restorative for the entire body. It's associated with delta brainwaves, slowed breathing and heart rate, tissue repair and growth, cellular regeneration, and the strengthening of the immune system. The body can be viewed as a large circuit that requires regularly running at low power in order to optimize pathways, including neurons. The brain flushes out waste by way of cerebrospinal fluid. That could, perhaps, in part explain occasions of nonsensical dreams. Yes, it all has purpose. Sleep is an overarching and also enjoyable maintenance process that facilitates many other useful processes. In order to maximize regeneration and longevity, smart self-care must include deliberate periods of dormancy. That's, of course, readily available to us now. And for those struggling, creation of a relaxing environment and having a ritual is ideal. Well-known remedies and aids for sleep include melatonin, which can come from plant food sources like charred cherry and goji, fresh dill, chamomile, valerian, lavender, and more. It's also been demonstrated that listening to theta and delta brainwaves in the form of binaural beats before sleep helps you to synchronize brainwaves. And there are many links to binaural beats on YouTube, for example. This has been maximizing human regenerative processes, part 1. Sun up, sun down. And you can find the original article on the website. I've recently made a new domain that's a little easier to communicate and convey by speech on the podcast. And it's in addition to the former website domain. The new one is Studio Shangri-La, all one word, .maison. And you spell that M-A-I-S-O-N. Studio Shangri-La.maison. Because the studio is up to a lot. The references for this article can also be found on the site at the end of the original post.